Welcome to another edition of This Week in Disc Golf. It's Friday, July 29th. I'm Charlie Eisenhood. Let's talk about what happened this week. Well, over the weekend, it was the conclusion of the European Open. It's the first time that the major has been held over in Europe since 2019 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and everybody was excited to get back to one of the best events in disc golf. Over 5,500 people estimated to be in attendance for the final round, and they were treated to some spectacular disc golf. Let's get straight to the highlights. We begin in round number 1. Paul McBeth has won this tournament every year since 2013. And although he may be a little bit off his game so far this season, he is right back to looking like McBeast at the Beast in Nokia. Bang! Coming through with the Eagle on hole number 3. And speaking of Eagle, there's the man himself. He's been out of competition for 3 months due to the injured shoulder. He did not throw a forehand this week as a result of that injury, but the backhand was looking dialed. Mid-range, slides it up, under the basket. Perfect. He and McBeth starting to create some separation already after round number 1. We go to round 2. Little turnover backhand, pure from McMahon. And again, look at the way that he throws this disc. That is just perfect. McBeth. Also looking to the turnover backhand. Parks it. Look at the spectators as the players come in on 18. A little flirtation with the OB line, but that is safe and that is on the green. And he taps it in for yet another birdie. McBeth is dialed, and these two guys were absolutely electric all weekend long. McBeth, he's got the lead. He makes it a 3-shot lead with the Eagle again on 3. Unbelievable stuff from McBeth. Then Eagle gets the birdie, gets another one on 13. He's back into a 1-shot lead. 14. I mean, look at this. They're throwing darts out here. What is there to say about the way these guys are playing disc golf? This is one of the battles of the year. If you haven't watched it in its entirety, you've got to check it out. You're just not going to see a better display of elite disc golf than we saw from these two guys. Tied up through 16 in the final round. No one else within sniffing distance. Kevin Jones 15 shots back. 17. McBeth goes out of bounds. A huge mistake. Has had this to save par, and it's just not really all that close. So Eagle has the 1-shot advantage going into 18. He puts his second shot inside the circle. Thousands of spectators looking on. He's in for birdie, and he gets his second major championship win of his career. And it comes after 3 months off and what felt to this point like a lost season. Incredible, resilient performance from Eagle McMahon. Let's hear what he had to say after this remarkable victory.
There's really no words to describe right now. Shout out to Haley King, because I'm just thinking that she hasn't played that many events this year, and she took down a major. So there's always doubt in the back of my mind, considering my injury, considering no forehands. I didn't throw a single forehand this tournament, and I dethroned the Beast.
So Eagle McMahon wins his second major championship. It's also his second major championship on the continent of Europe. He won the 2018 Konopiste Open and now the 2022 European Open. And that brings us to our Statmando stat of the week. And that is that Eagle's event rating, his average round rating at the tournament, was 1074. That's the highest average rating at a major for a player in a win ever. That's how great he was. McBeth almost as good, but not quite good enough to beat Eagle this time. That brings us over to FPO. Let's dive into the action. We begin in round number 2. Kat Mertsch with the early lead after round 1, knocking in a birdie on hole number 5, continuing her excellent play this season. Make it 2 in a row. Kat Mertsch getting the birdie on 6. Evelina playing on her home continent, starting to get it going. She can't even believe it on hole 11. Another birdie and another birdie on 18. She finishes with a 4 under par. An incredible round, rated well over 1,000. One of the best rounds we've seen all season in FPO. But Paige Pierce is hanging around. She gets the birdie on 8. Conditions are tough. She's 6 shots back of Salonen, make it 5 after the birdie on 13. But Evelina maintaining a strong position. She's got a 4-shot lead. Paige slides it through the OB onto the green on 18. And she cut down an 8-shot lead down to 2 strokes going into the final round. So final round, Salonen's lead now just 1 stroke. Evelina in for the par on 8, needed that one. But now tied up, Pierce takes the lead. Evelina gets a birdie back on 14. But Paige is right there. So back-to-back birdies. Pierce's lead now 2 strokes, but off the band. Opening the door for Evelina. Now it's just a 1-stroke lead for Pierce. Allen on 16. Just outside the bullseye. Can Paige match? Island hole. Just sneaking it over the hay bales. So she's got the 1-shot lead going into 17. Salonen going with the forehand approach. And oh no. It stands up and it rolls out of bounds. And that is just devastating. Can Paige put it away with this par putt? No fear, the fist pump before it hits the chains. And a 3-shot lead for Pierce means it's all academic. She taps it in on 18. And it's her second major victory this season after winning at the Champions Cup. Evelina Salonen with an 8-shot lead through 2 rounds cannot hang on, and Paige Pierce becomes the winningest player in FPO major history. She finally passes Valerie Jenkins-Das. They were tied at 16. Now Paige has 17. Let's hear what she had to say after her historic victory.
I was prepared to have to 3 the last hole to win it, but I honestly preferred it this way because it kind of felt like a little bit of redemption for Worlds. You know, all I needed was a 250-foot putter shot dead straight, and couldn't pull it through. And today I needed to just throw a couple of them with OB everywhere, and a huge Finnish crowd here watching and obviously rooting against me. And so like the nerves were just as high as Worlds almost, and to get a second chance and to execute felt really good.
The disc golf was not the only topic of conversation at the European Open. Nikko Locastro was also a hot button topic. He got into an altercation with a rules official on hole 18. You've probably seen the video, but if not, check it out.
Ago, Nikko Locastro will be called for a time violation here.
So he was out of bounds off the tee, so this was his 3rd. We ended up seeing his par putt, which he missed.
Right. And
so what happens here?
He gets called for a time
before this
violation.
round, so you have a penalty stroke.
What?
You have a penalty stroke.
Why?
Excessive time.
Why?
EDJ rules.
Step away from me. Step back. Not listening? Stare? You want to stare? You want to stare? You want to stare me down?
As a result of this altercation, Nikko Locastro was disqualified from competition. And according to the PDGA press release, quote, when approached by Jeff Jacquat, PDGA Director of Competition, for further information on the incident, Mr. Locastro refused to cooperate or even discuss the matter. Competition Manual 303B8 states that obstruction of or failure or refusal to cooperate with any investigation by an official into the player's conduct or the conduct of another player also constitutes player misconduct. Nikko Locastro will also be referred to the PDGA's disciplinary committee for potential further action, which could include a suspension, potentially for up to even 2 years if it's considered a Class A offense, which intimidation is one of the criteria. And that brings us to our social media minute. Following the incident at the European Open, Nikko Locastro posting that he's, quote, truly embarrassed for his behavior at the tournament. Here's a video that he posted to his Instagram account after the incident.
Take this moment and give a public apology for what happened today on the 18th hole at the European Open. I'm very embarrassed and truly disappointed in myself. I should have been more professional and handled that situation in a lot more positive way. I just want to say sorry to PDGA Europe. I want to give an apology to the official. I know he was just trying to do his job today, and that's why we have officials in the sport. I know that this was not a good look for me today. It didn't look good on camera, and all I could say is I don't want anybody to ever see me in that type of light ever again. And sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm very disappointed in myself. I can hardly put it into words about how I feel today. I found out about 10 minutes ago that I was disqualified from the European Open, and it's rightfully so. I probably should be. It's a tough spot to be in right now. I know that I let a lot of people down. I let my fans down. I let people down that are fans of the sport of disc golf, and I know the response is not going to look good, but I know in my heart that I am sorry for what happened today on the 18th hole.
Coming up this weekend is the Discraft Great Lakes Open. It's the 10th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour as the touring professionals travel back over from Europe and get ready to get back into the swing of American disc golf on the path to the World Championships in Emporia in about a month. DGLO taking place at the Toboggan Course in Michigan. Lots of elevation, lots of long distance shots, and lots of long distance putts required. Neither of last year's winners, Eagle McMahon or Kristen Tatar, will be available this year for the event. Tatar nursing an injury and still over in Europe, and Eagle McMahon stating that he'll only play at Worlds and the US DGC this season as he tries to come back from a shoulder injury that has limited his forehands. You can catch all of the action from the Great Lakes Open on the Disc Golf Network with a subscription. Final round coverage will be live for free on the Disc Golf Pro Tour YouTube channel, and all of your favorite post-production outlets will have post-produced coverage. That's Jomez, Gatekeeper, and GK Pro. Don't miss any of the action at the Great Lakes Open. Maybe we'll see Paul McBeth shoot another 18 under. We'll have to see. You'll find out next week on This Week in Disc Golf.